Most people believe wealth is about making more money. That's the lie. Real wealth isn't built by earning more. It's built by controlling what other people depend on. And that's why some families stay rich for 100 years, while others lose everything in one generation. You've been taught to focus on income, salary, promotions, side businesses, scaling, grinding. But income is fragile. It depends on your time, your energy, market conditions, your reputation. Old wealth doesn't depend on income. It depends on control. Control over land, control over infrastructure, control over contracts, control over supply chains. The middle class chases opportunity. The elite position themselves where opportunity must pass through. That's the difference. If you own a business, you're exposed to competition. If you own the building that the business rents from you, you get paid regardless of which brand survives. If you own the land under the building, you outlive both of them. Old money doesn't compete loudly. They sit at structural choke points. Utilities, energy, water rights, insurance, real estate in prime zones, long-term government contracts, things that never disappear. They don't need explosive growth. They need durability. New money wants fast expansion. Old money wants permanence. And permanence is built on slow decisions. They avoid visibility. They avoid emotional decisions. They avoid industries they don't understand. They don't jump on trends. They don't invest because it's exciting. They invest because it's structural. You'll rarely see them bragging. You won't see day in the life of controlling the water infrastructure. It's boring. And that's the point, because boring compounds. Let's talk about risk. Most people think risk equals courage. But wealthy families define risk differently. Risk is loss of control. If you depend on one source of income, that's risk. If your lifestyle depends on constant performance, that's risk. If your business collapses when you stop working, that's risk. Old money removes dependency. They build layered protection, multiple assets, low leverage, long-term tenants, diversified structures, trusts, holding companies. They think in decades, not quarters. They don't ask, how much can we make this year? They ask, will this still matter in 30 years? That's why their growth looks slow. But slow wealth rarely collapses. The middle class wants visibility. The elite want insulation. That insulation protects them during recessions, crashes, market corrections, political shifts. Because when everyone panics, control holders remain calm. And here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't build generational wealth by working harder. You build it by positioning smarter. Hard work builds income. Control builds power. And power protects wealth. The reason most people never reach this level is simple. They're too focused on activity. Being busy feels productive. Owning structure feels invisible. But invisible systems are what actually win. The family that owns the land under the city doesn't need social media. They don't need personal branding. They don't need viral moments. They need time. Because time compounds ownership. And ownership compounds control. If you want to think like hidden wealth, stop asking, how can I earn more? Start asking, what can I own that people will always need? Land, infrastructure, long-term service contracts, assets with predictable demand. The goal isn't to look rich. The goal is to be untouchable. Real wealth is quiet, because real wealth is secure. And secure people don't need attention. They need structure. And structure is what keeps families rich for 100 years.